Today I'm here. I'm Lori Shultz. I'm the interviewer. Today is February 19th, 2003. And your first name?
Elma, with an E.
Okay. And middle?
Marie.
And maiden name?
Rasmusson.
And will you spell that again, please?
Rasmusson.
And your last name?
Johnson.
And your current address?
110 South Pine in Lindsborg.
Your phone number?
913-227-2169.
You're giving me that old 913. You mean 785?
Boy, I am living in the past, aren't I?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever done that, but then I, not too many years ago, wrote my maiden name on a check, too. So.
Oh, I thought it was bad when I did
You know, when you're not thinking, you just revert back to those old things.
That's right. And your birthday?
1/13/33.
Okay. You're the school, the one-room school.
It was the Mount Hope School, which is a mile south and 4 miles east of Lindsborg.
1 mile south and 4 miles east. Is it still there?
The building is, I don't believe the building is, I can't remember if the building is there. Somebody told me that a farmer was using it for grain storage or something, but and I'm not sure if the building's still there or if it's been moved, but the building is still in existence.
Okay. And the year you taught in one of those schools?
It was 1954-55.
And the years taught in the other schools?
37.
So 37 years total?
38 total with that one.
Oh, okay.
37 other schools.
Additional.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so basically 55 on for 37 years.
No, because I taught 2 years before I had that position.
Oh, where did you teach?
In Solomon.
And was it not a one-room school?
No.
Oh, okay. What was it?
I taught 4th grade.
Oh, okay. It was just a bigger, all grades?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess that makes sense because in the 50s they started having the larger schools.
Well, this was in town. The Solomon School was in the city of town of Solomon.
So, was this the year they closed Mount Hope?
No. It was in existence a few more years after that.
After you left?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And where did you go right after that?
I went to a 2-room country school called Centerview in McPherson County.
Okay. What was it like to teach in a one-room school?
Well, I went to a 1-room country school, so I suppose that I kind of based my teaching on how things went there. I had 6 grades 1 through 6, and so I didn't have any classes with more than 2 kids in a class, and then my 5th and 6th grader were boys, 1 in each class. And I enjoyed it tremendously. The kids were wonderful. You know, discipline was not much of a problem. So I could spend my whole day teaching.
Really?
And you were the king or the queen of the place because you did everything.
Mm-hmm.
Everything from keeping the place clean to, teaching. I spent every recess with the kids. I went out with them every recess when we could. I never used the school bell. I was out with them. I'd say, time to go in, and you were the boss. Luckily, the kids were wonderful, and I spent most of the time with the beginners because these were kids who hadn't had kindergarten, of course. So
They started first grade.
started with first grade with everything, and I was lucky to have good students in the upper grades. So there was I had a lot of teacher aides. And lots of the work was done. A lot of big chalkboards. So the older kids a lot of times could do their work on the chalkboard. I could check it right there. And it was like a family. We worked together.
What was your opening exercises like?
Well, I think we had something, I really can't remember exactly, but I think we had something different each day. We sang, in fact, you know, the one-room school teacher, another thing, you dealt directly with your school board. You did not have an intermediary.
Sure.
And so I remember that one of the most important things that they asked was, do you play the piano? Mm-hmm. That was really important because you did, well, like I said, you did everything. Do you play the piano? Because one of the important things for the country schools in those days was the programs.
Oh, sure.
And there was also always a fall program and social. They call it the fall social. And the teacher presented, and this was not just for the patrons of that school, it was for the public. And usually the schoolhouse was absolutely packed with people. And first you presented a program, and then there was lunch, and cakewalks, candy walks, sometimes games for the kids, but this was a moneymaker.
Oh.
And so you paid a dime for the cakewalk or something. The program was, of course, something to get them there. And so it was important that, in fact, a lot of the country school teachers were judged on how good a program they could put on.
Sure.
And it was, I suppose you might say, feather in the district's cap if you had a teacher that knew how to put on a decent program so people would come, you know.
Right.
And so anyway, do you play the piano? Yes. I didn't say I don't play very well. I haven't taken many lessons, but believe you me, I did a lot of practicing that year.
I bet.
And so I could accompany them, but I also picked things that didn't have hard accompaniment.
Yeah.
But there was also a spring music festival, county music festival in McPherson that we had to prepare for. And, you know, I can carry a tune. And I did get a college girl from Bethany College to come and listen to the kids and give them pointers on the music that they were going to perform in McPherson. And she was, you know, just learning. I don't think she had student teaching yet, but she was a music major and helped. That was, teaching-wise, the only help I got. The county superintendent would pay one visit at least during the year and maybe more. Other than that, you know, you were not exactly evaluated except by the community.
Sure.
And the school board.
Right, yeah.
What was your question?
I don't know. You answered it well, though. I was thinking of another. I know. The question was the opening exercise.
Oh, opening exercise. Boy, I really got off the set, didn't I? I know we'd sing lots of mornings. We talked about current events, and if you tried to keep up with what was going on in the world, you know. And because this would have been the time just right after the Korean War, I suppose. And let's see. Oh, goodness. Lots of times we just kind of visited together for a little while.
Okay.
If anybody had, like I said, something that they knew that was going on in the world. Or
Did you have a prayer? Schools did.
You know, I don't think we did.
Okay.
I don't think we did. I was probably ahead of my time.
Yeah, not that
But
late.
we did. When I was going to school every morning, in fact, we sang a prayer. I still know it.
hard to leave the one-room school?
No.
Really? Why not?
Well, I enjoyed it, but I had started out having one grade in a classroom. And so the next year, I had 4 grades. It was a 2-teacher school. So I was kind of glad to go and have less grades to prepare for.
Okay.
But, it was not that I didn't enjoy it. I just thought it would be better.
Better.
And also better to have another teacher to share responsibilities with. Because it was a tremendous responsibility to be in charge of everything. Watch the weather. Kids got sick. Nobody was home to pick them up. Make sure that the water and the furnace were working okay, and that you could keep it clean, and nobody got hurt. And because there was a creek that ran very close to the schoolhouse, and we played lots of times down in the creek with hide and seek and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a big responsibility to know that you were in charge of everything.
And all the grades. Do you remember your pay?
Well, this was still an 8-month school at that time. The town schools had gone into 9 months by that time. Probably had been for quite a while. But this was still 8 months. I believe, I'm not real sure, but I remember the first 2 years I taught what my pay was, and I think it was probably the same, which would have been $2,500.
Okay.
Around that.
And
maybe a little less. Probably a little less for 8 months, come to think of it.
Or less, okay. Mm-hmm. And that wouldn't include room and board at the time. They weren't really doing that as much at the time in the 50s, were they?
No.
Okay. Did you have any kind of requirements in the 50s about, so much earlier, the 20s, the 30s, you had very strict requirements about makeup and dress and being married.
Mm-hmm. I was married. I just been married. But nobody, I can't think of any school board member or anybody mentioning anything like that.
Okay.
And I was a local person,
sure.
I guess they knew me.
Right. And knew your reputation.
Well, I didn't have one at that time.
Right. Well, therefore lack of, right.
But I remember thinking I knew all the school board members.
Okay.
And, some of us went to the same church.
Was that when they had 3 school board members still?
There were 3.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you knew them well, and some of you went to the same church.
Well, I didn't know them well, but, we knew each other.
Right.
And so, no, but I can't remember anybody mentioning, either in writing or orally, anything like that.
Yeah. Was education emphasized in home during that time period?
I really think that it was. I really think they figured it was the job of the school.
Okay.
I can't ever remember assigning any homework either.
Oh, really?
So I believe it was pretty much understood that that was the teacher's job.
Sure.
Though I'm sure if I mentioned to parents or given them something and said, you really need to do this, they would have cooperated.
Right. Did the closing of the one-room schools, how do you think it affected the communities?
Oh, well, I think it was a rather sad time for them. I think they felt a great loss. This was... it wasn't just a school for the kids. It was a meeting place. It was a social gathering, like the social I just told you about. Last day of school, a big get-together with lots of times PTAs were potlucks and a time to visit and see your neighbors. And I think they felt a real sense of loss.
Do you remember any funny stories from your one-room school year?
I don't remember funny.
Or interesting, really.
Yeah. I really can't think of anything offhand. No, I can't.
Okay, that's all right.
Must not
I
have
can answer that.
I lost
for
my
you.
sense of humor today.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Is there anything to wrap it up? Is there anything else that you want to tell me about the one-room school?
Let me see.
Sorry
I
about that
just jotted a
experience.
few notes. I know that I think the community of the particular district was always, whether they had kids in school or not, was always interested in the teacher and what the teacher was like. And I think that you were always kind of evaluated on your appearance, your how you kept the school, how you decorated for special things, what kind of, like I said, kind of programs you put on. Just generally, if you were a social person yourself, those kind of things. So I think the whole community was always interested in the teacher and what was going on in school, because, like I said, it was a meeting place and it was a social get together for any time they had something that that anybody was invited to. The schoolhouse was full.
Okay. So even though you treasure that time, you wouldn't go back.
No, I wouldn't go back to 6th grades in a room.
It was just a lot of work, was it?
It was
And
a lot of work,
responsibility.
but it also, you did not have really enough time to, I'm not saying, I think there were wonderful things about it. And I think for the time, it was great. And I'm a product of a one-room school. And I never felt that I missed anything. And when I went into high school, back in those days, you were a little bit different if you came from the country. I mean, it's not like now where the kids are all together. But academically speaking, I was able to get right in there. But now, with everything else that's going on in school, and all the time that's taken away from being in the classroom, I don't think it couldn't work.
Yeah. It's too bad we have things that do take away from the classroom time, like discipline problems, and things that you didn't have as much in the one-room school.
Well, that plus, we didn't have all of the other programs that aren't academically centered.
Sure.
That take away, the last years that I taught, which is almost 10 years now, it seemed like there were so many things that pulled us out of the classroom, or somebody special coming in to teach, learning to live, all those things that took 20 minutes. But only it takes more than 20 minutes because you have 5 minutes getting ready, and then it's 5 minutes to get back into. So all of those things, if you were going to offer all of that, it would never work.
Right.
You would not have.
Just couldn't do it. Yeah, you have all your time for all 6 grades.
But it was a valuable experience, and for the times, it was good. And there was such a spirit of cooperation. And I taught a combination room at SodaStream. Some of the last years I taught a combination room 2 years. And I always said the younger kids in a combination room are the ones that benefit the most.
Sure.
Because of hearing the older kids. But for the older kids that maybe had a hard time getting it the first time, they have a chance to kind of get it again.
Sure.
So there's some very good things about it.
Okay, well, I really appreciate this. I appreciate your time.
Mhm.
And I guess that just wraps
I'll
it up.
probably remember a funny story after.
After we stop. Okay.